Women say that they want a man 6 feet or higher or whatever. How come the woman is able to talk about how she wants her man tall or a certain height, but we can't say that we want our man or a woman a certain weight? So if we say, if a woman says you're not tall enough, we can't say you're not skinny enough. Why is that a double standard?
I mean, like, I guess it is definitely a double standard, but it's also like a sticky situation, I guess. Like, me personally, I don't really care for either of them.
Yeah.
Weight or height, like, as long as we vibe, like, from day one kind of thing, and, like, personality-wise, and, like, I don't know, I've never really understood the concept of, like, oh, you have to be above 6 or I'm not going to date you, like,
Right.
Like, you can have Mr. Perfect or, like, Miss Perfect when they're not in your ideal, like, sizes, you know?
Mm-hmm. Do you have any women that you're actually just a platonic friend with? So you're in the friend zone with them? Do you have any?
A couple, yeah.
What do you think the benefits are of being in the friend zone as a man?
Being a friend zone and the man, I don't know. I think it's just nice to have like a female presence in your life to give you like their perspective. Because like I went to like an all boys high school, so I think like in high school I was definitely missing that. So I think like every male should have at least like a few female friends.
What do you think the difference is in between a nice guy and a gentleman? Well, you know the term right now is, you know, nice guys finish last, or women don't want nice guys, but yet they want a gentleman. What do you think the difference is?
I would say nice guys are more, you know, when you say nice guy, it's more like in the things that they say, less so the things that they do. I feel like a gentleman is someone who follows that up with actions, not just like, you know, saying the right things, but, you know, follows up with their actions. Yeah.
So, okay, so the second question, do you know the difference between a beta male and an alpha male?
Beta and alpha. I mean, I've heard those terms on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I think they're, I mean, I don't really, like, I guess beta's, like an alpha's, like, I guess an alpha would be, like, your ideal type of male.
Okay.
Like, you know, like, all the, like, ideal traits in a male, like, strong, independent, where, like, a beta's just, like, I don't know, like, I guess, like, a loser, per se. Yeah.
What would you put yourself as? Would you give yourself, like, a beta title, an alpha title, or maybe, like, a little bit of a hybrid, kind of a mix?
I wouldn't really... I mean, obviously, like, I don't think, like, when people use beta, I don't think, like, anybody ever uses beta in a positive term, so... I guess I'd want to say alpha, but I don't really, like, use those terms, so...
So, why do you feel... I mean, why do some women feel that a man expressing his emotions is considered weakness?
I think because, like, in society, men are taught to, like, you know, suppress everything and come off as, like, almost like a macho man kind of thing. And so, like, when they begin to express their emotions, it's something like outside of the norm, and like I guess that's portrayed as like a weakness or something, you know?
Yeah, it's like being, like you said, macho man. Is that like sexy to a woman? Do you think, or is it what are they looking for? Are they looking for protection, or?
Yeah, I'd say like maybe it is like sort of like the sexy vibe or anything like that, but I think it's also just like how society has like sort of built the dynamic. So like protection and safety versus like open expression and stuff like that. So I guess like it comes at a cost if you want one, because like some guys just won't really express. I mean, I guess that's what makes it a weakness, you know?
Women say they want a masculine man, correct? What do you think is toxic masculinity?
I think it becomes toxic when, you know, someone who's like, you know, afraid to, you know, be in touch with their feminine side, or who, you know, is very insecure about their masculinity and kind of uses that as a defense mechanism when someone, you know, calls into question their masculinity, whether that be, you know, physical, like strength-wise, or like, you know, emotionally, like being strong or whatever.
Do you think that social media inflates a woman's ego?
The social media inflate a woman...
Like with the amount of likes that she might get, does it make her seem as she's better or beautiful, more beautiful than she actually is, by the attention she would get?
Huh. That's an interesting question, because like we've pretty much grown. I mean, I've pretty much grown up in the social media area, so I really can't say. Like, I guess I'd have to know like how women.
Well, they got this term, Instagram famous and Instagram model, but
Oh yeah, for
but
sure.
they-
No, I think social media can definitely like inflate people's egos in general.
Mhm.
But
do you think it's healthy?
social media,
Yeah.
not really.
Why not?
I think it's like sort of like a keeping up with the Joneses thing.
Mm.
Like you're always trying to keep up with people. Like even though I don't think you should be putting yourself in that position, I think it could like seriously influence your mental health.
Do you think it's bad to show your emotions to a woman too soon?
No, definitely not.
Is it like looked down upon in any kind of way from a woman, or does it depend on the woman?
I think it depends on the person. I think
Okay.
most people are, looking for people who are more open, just emotionally being vulnerable and things like that, instead of being closed off.
What do you think the purpose is of being a friend in the friend zone as a platonic friend to a woman? What's the purpose of being in the friend zone as a man?
Like a guy and a girl
Yeah.
friends. I think it'd be like to be able to get outside perspective from the male perspective when it comes to certain things,
Yeah.
and just like being, because I think it is possible to have platonic friendships with like the opposite sex. Like I have a couple and stuff like that, and like neither of us have like anything more than that. So I think it's just like nice to be able to have friends of the opposite gender, just so that you can like see and experience things, and also learn for yourself. Like a guy can learn how certain girls think, and then girls can also see how guys think.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. So, women say that they want a man 6 feet or higher or
Yeah.
whatever. How do you feel personally as being vulnerable to someone that you are intimate with? Does it make you feel more masculine, or does it make you feel more like I shouldn't open up?
I think for me, it doesn't really affect it that much. I think it's more so like if you're being intimate with someone, it's important to be open and
Yeah.
emotionally, not just physically, to kind of help build up that like bond and connection.
What do you think the difference between being a gentleman and a nice guy is? Because they say women don't like nice guys, but they want a gentleman.
A gentleman and a nice guy. I mean, I think like that's a good question.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, they say the term "nice guys finish last."
Yeah.
Why do they say that?
I mean, I think not like the difference between a gentleman and a nice guy is like, how do I word this? Like, I think like there's such thing as being too nice,
Okay.
to the point where like a girl or your partner will only see you as a friend.
Yeah.
So I think like being a gentleman, you obviously want to be nice to her, but you also want to show her that you're interested. You just don't want to be like, you just don't want to get stuck in that friend zone.
What are some relationship red flags that you see if you were with someone, but you see something that you like? I don't like that. What are some things that you would like distance yourself from if you see that trait in a person you like?
I think someone who maybe doesn't like when you do open up emotionally, someone who like maybe invalidates like your feelings, or who makes you think that the way that you're feeling is not matters less than maybe how they're feeling or how something made them feel. So just like not being kind of in touch emotionally, I would say.
Dope. What's the difference between a nice guy and a gentleman?
Okay, so I'd say a gentleman has like the qualities of the nice guy, but they also have like no outside motive when like they come to like the gestures and stuff like that. They're just like raised to do certain things, not just for girls but for guys as well, like vice versa kind of thing. But I think when it comes to like the nice guy, like they'll try to make themselves seem as if they're better than what they are. You know what I mean? Like they'll try to impress the entire time by being like the nice guy.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I've asked that question like 7 times today, and that's probably the deepest one I've gotten. So you're basically saying like the nice guy has a hidden motive in a way,
Yeah, I'd
as
say
opposed
so.
to the gentleman just is
That's just how
who
they're
he
raised.
is.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's
Yeah.
deep. So that's why they say the nice guy finishes last, because
Yeah.
in a way, I guess women can sense that they want something. That's not who they truly are. They're
Yeah.
just simply trying to get something.
Yeah, like
like
seems like too good to be true.
yeah. That makes sense. Okay.